Hi, how y'all doing? This is the Big JB for Morning Thunder. It is Monday. So I didn't kill myself this weekend by putting Christmas lights up on the roof. I was very careful, and I did not take my wife's advice by doing the Ghost of Christmas Future while putting up the Christmas lights. Did get them up. My plan did not work. Somebody asked me, how'd your measurement and plan thing go? It did not work that well. It's a good idea when you're doing measurements to measure, especially with Christmas lights, from light to light, not from plug to plug. Because with the way that I do it, I use a staple gun and I put my lights up. Now, have no fear, I don't staple through the wire. I staple the wire to the metal, not metal, the wood trim where I can. Otherwise, I use gutter hooks. But the thing is that I hide the plug ends, right? Because you'll have, it'll be light, 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 and then it'll be plug, plug, light, light, light. So there'll be that huge gap, right? I'm not sure why I did it like this. I suppose I could have done it like that. Moose. Um, you could, I suppose, leave a gap there, but I don't like the way that looks, so I don't do that. Therefore, it's important to measure from light to light, not from plug to plug. So my plan did not work the way that I thought it would. The way I did it last year, apparently, now that I've gone through this altogether, was apparently to put the. I'm sorry, I've said like apparently. I said that a bunch of times. Apparently. So we have the little smaller, outdoor bulb lights that are, I can't remember, they're C4s or C9s or whatever they're called. And then there are the bigger, sort of teardrop shaped light bulbs. So last year, it seems like what we did was put the little ones across the top of the roof and the bigger ones around the garage. I tried to reverse that this year because it seemed like the measurements made more sense. But my measurements were wrong. So that didn't work. Yeah, so I have the choice of either taking down what I've done, which I'm not probably going to do, or I just need to buy one more strand of lights and some more gutter hooks and do that, and then redo my plan entirely the next year. It didn't work. It was a busy weekend, but the one thing I appreciate about what my wife and I have been doing, and the conversation that we had recently was about our traditions. And I mentioned that, I mentioned in one of my videos about creating margins around the holiday times, and I think my wife and I have done a really good job with that, because we planned ahead of time. Okay, so when are we going to do the Christmas tree? When are we going to do the lights? On Saturday, we did all of it. It took 3 hours. It was probably more like 4 hours. Maybe not. But anyway, we took, the time to get the lights up on the house that we could and figure out what our plan was. If I had stuck with my old perfectionist ways, I would have taken everything down and redone it so that it looked the way that I wanted to. But, the truth is, I'm glad to have lights up. And if that means that I have to do it a little bit slipshod, but it still looks good when, it's dark and the lights are on, then I'm okay with that this year. I don't want to, I don't have to be such a perfectionist to redo it. Christmas tree, we went in the afternoon. We were looking for a coupon that we had found last year to this really cool tree farm that's not that far from our house, and we had a great experience there. And I can't remember if I put a video up on it or not. I think I might have last year, but it was just such a neat experience, and I loved the experience of going and cutting your own tree down. I love going with the family, the hay rides, Santa Claus pictures, and all that other stuff. It was just fun. I really enjoy that. So we were looking for a coupon, because otherwise it can be pretty pricey. We didn't find it. Last year we found an incredible deal. It was like $40 for any tree on the lot, any size tree. And this lot, sorry, my face is really itchy over here. The lot that we went to, they had flat prices. So Douglas firs were one price, Nobles were another price, Grands were another, Fraser was another. But it was one price no matter what size you got. So if you went and got a 12-foot Fraser fir, it was $70. If you went and got a 4-foot Fraser fir, it was $70. We found a coupon that was $40 for any tree. So we got a Fraser fir, baby. And so we were hoping that we could get that same deal this year, but we didn't find that. So we went to this Christmas tree lot that we knew of. The guy runs, in the summertime, spring and summertime, he has a vegetable stand. Really great farm fresh vegetables. And so we figured he probably got some pretty decent trees. And he gets them delivered twice a week, fresh cut, twice a week. And so we went there and looked at some, and we found a grand fir, which was really beautiful. Was less than $40 for it. Smells phenomenal. And it was an easy trip, It took us maybe 10 minutes to get there, 10, 15 minutes to pick out the tree, get it trimmed and on the car, and then 10 minutes back home. And so I liked that part of it. The memory is still good, and the kids enjoyed running through the trees just like I used to do when I was a kid. And we got it home Saturday afternoon, and we didn't do anything with it because I started feeling sick to my stomach Saturday evening. So I left it in the garage, for that time. And then Sunday we got up, did our church thing, came home. After nap time, we put the Christmas tree in the stand, put the lights on it, ended up getting it decorated. It was not that big a deal. And, if we had stuck to the tradition, if we had to rigidly adhere to the way the tradition was, it would have been a very different weekend and a very different experience. We would have gone to cut the tree down. We would have spent more money than we really needed to. We would have probably had a very frustrating trip home because people were angry or grouchy or whatever because they had been out for too long. And one of the things my wife said, and it's just really stuck with me when we had our conversation, is that, are our traditions serving us? Because that's really what it should be. If we start serving our traditions, if we start being, my wife and I joke about the word beholden, but it's a good term in this case. If we are beholden to our traditions, then you end up developing this sense of resentment. And really, it might seem a little bit archaic to say it, but it really ends up becoming an idol. IDOL. That you sort of end up serving at the feet of this idol for the sake of maintaining the traditions. And the reality is that some of those traditions we have are great, and I love doing the things that we do. There are certain things I don't want to sacrifice, like getting a real tree. My wife asked me about 3 times, do you want to put up a fake tree? And I finally had to say to her, honey, I don't want to put up a fake tree, and I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't ask me again, because I don't want to do that. That's one of those things I really, really value very strongly. But other things, we don't have to do it, the same way every time, as much as I would like to. And that's where the margins thing kind of came into play. Was leave yourself some margins and figure out those traditions that you do that really mean the most to you. And if you're running out of time, so what if you don't make the company Christmas party? Yeah, it may not be that, it may not look that great that you're not at the company Christmas party, but what if you got something else going on? What if it's a church Christmas party and you just don't have the time? We had in the last 4 days, 4 or 5 different events. Friday night, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and our weekend was already packed. So I had to choose things that I felt like my family could do and that we needed to do, and stuff that we could set aside. We didn't go to a church staff party for the youth. We didn't go to a children's ministry staff party. Those are the kind of things that we opted out of to do the other things that we felt like were important to us and give us that connection. It did mean missing out on some events that I am sorry that I missed out on, but not at the cost of making myself be driven insane. This Christmas season's already got plenty of that. And at this point, I kind of feel like I'm just rambling, so I'm going to wrap it up for today. 9 minutes. Woohoo! Hey, thanks for watching, everybody, and I really appreciate everybody subscribing. I do wish you a very Merry Christmas season, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and all that other stuff. So enjoy your season. Do not let it dominate you. Let your traditions serve you rather than having to serve the traditions. Everybody have an awesome Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. This has been The Big JB. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, @VoiceOfTheBigJB. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.